I've spent over 2,000 days in my Minecraft hardcore world, yet my end portal still looks like this. So today, I'm going to use over 100,000 blocks to transform it from the default portal into an insane looking mega end portal. And for phase 1 of this plan, I'm going to need to do a lot of demolition, which means I need to flatten this entire hill. Then I'm going to use light blue concrete to mark out a 100 by 100 perimeter. And here is the workspace perfectly centered around the end portal. But the portal itself is over 100 blocks beneath us, so there's only one thing to do. And that is remove hundreds of thousands of blocks until we get down to the end portal. And I'm not doing that by hand again because that would take forever. Instead, I'm going to build a TNT flying machine which will automatically blow up all of the land for me. And there is the machine fully built. Now I just need to go around and get rid of all of the water so that the TNT will actually explode. So with the water out of the way, I'm going to turn it on and hopefully it should work. I probably should have built the perimeter a bit higher up. That's the TNT machine working, and by itself, it's kind of slow. So instead of having just one TNT machine, I'm going to build a bunch more, which means I need to collect and craft heaps of materials in order to build them. And with everything I need, let's get them built. And finally, I've got 16 TNT machines ready to launch. Then with some of the spare obsidian, I'm going to try not to fall in and block the portal, because if I was to light TNT and send it through the portal, when I go through to the other side, I'd be blown to smithereens. Great, now I've got to get back. So let's get this covered up. And now it is ready. I can go around and flick all of these levers and hopefully they all work. Okay, that is extremely noisy, but it's definitely working. Oh wait, no. I forgot to build the return stations, no. Well, I messed that up. Time to break down the machines and try to salvage the materials. And now it's time to put in the return stations so they actually return this time. And then once I've finished putting all of these in, I rebuild all of the TNT flying machines. I'm actually getting really quick at building these now. It's just become like muscle memory. And boom. Just like that, all of the flying TNT machines are rebuilt with the return stations on the other side. So let's flick all the levers once again and let the machines do their thing. And it was all going great until it turned into a giant swimming pool. 20 wet sponges isn't going to clear up all of this. So we need to find some of these bad boys, find the sponge room. Great. Take all of the sponges. And 51 should be enough for me to be able to sort out this entire mess. Okay, that is the swimming pool removed. Now I can turn on these machines again and get this mine down to the end portal. Bro, this was supposed to be a very simple TNT destructive hole created in... Bro, what am I even saying? This was supposed to be the easiest part of the project. But it turns out it's not so easy because I've got to remove all of this as well. So to make the pain worth it, please consider subscribing. It's completely free and only a small percentage of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed. I'd love to reach 1 million subscribers one day and you guys can help me get there. So the TNT's done a decent job so far, but the actual end portal is about 20 to 30 blocks lower. So I'm going to have to destroy all of these TNT machines. Rebuild them on a lower Y level. And that includes the return stations this time. Don't want to forget them again. And if I switch them all on, these should get us low enough. Just need to manually mine the blocks the TNT didn't reach. I was just looking around and I was pretty sure everything was mined and done, and then I saw this guy. I'm pretty sure that a full diamond zombie is like incredibly rare, so I'm going to try and trap him in here, grab a name tag, and that is the side quest complete. I guess I'll just leave him here because he's probably not going to help me build this. And not even I can build anything yet because we first need to move on to phase 2, which is collecting all of the items. And right here I've got a list of every single block and item I'm going to need for this build, and there's well over 100,000. So here's how I'm going to do it. I'll start out by grabbing materials like cobblestone that I already have. And it's not just like I need a stack of this and a stack of that. It's literally shoulder boxes worth of each material. So I'm going to need to make a ton of these. Now I'm going to collect, craft, and smelt all the materials I need to build the mega end portal, which is going to look insane. Alright, so after a bunch of mining and crafting, after Minecrafting, I got all of these materials. But this isn't even all the materials I'm gonna need. There are still some that require me to build farms to obtain the items, like the 1000 pearlescent frog lights. But before figuring out how to build a farm for those, I first need to remove my old sand duper and then build a brand new one. And it's not just for sand, it's for any gravity block, like concrete powder, which I'm gonna need an absolute ton of. Now that that's built, I'm gonna go AFK for a bit and watch the Minecraft movie. Steve's lava chicken, yeah, it's tasty as hell. Ooh, super spicy, it's a lava town. Anyway, this thing definitely works. And with all this concrete powder, I had to build this super complex farm. And now I'm gonna spend what feels like forever mining all of the concrete. Boring. Yeah, it was very boring, but I did manage to get all of these shulkers full of concrete. And the crazy thing is, that wasn't even the most time-consuming task I've had to do so far. I needed over 22,000 cobbled deep slate. So to get it, I mined out this entire tunnel, which doesn't... There it is. Barely even renders. This definitely took a lot longer than I thought it would. Now with the concrete farm, sand duper, and deep slate all covered, I just need to build the frog light farm. I've got all of the materials ready to go. Now I need to get into the nether and fly around the nether roof, looking in the top left of the screen for the basalt deltas, which, funnily enough, I've just found. So now we're in the right place. Let's start building this farm. Alright, there we have the first part of the frog light farm. Now I just need to go find myself some frogs. I think I remember there being some around here. Alright, here's a few of them. Let's feed them slime. Now I've got to follow this guy very slowly to wherever he's going to end up. Oh, there's already tadpoles in here. I must not have noticed them the last time I was here. I've now got 6 tadpoles, and I might just yoink these guys as well. Now I've just got to try and get these 3 back to my base, which is about 2,000 blocks away. I wonder if I can make them fly. Nope. No, I cannot. Looks like we're running. I can see the wood farm, which means we're pretty much here. And I'm actually going to make a big brain play. Let's get these guys stuck down here for now. I'll be back. And I'm doing that because instead of risking their lives over this lava, I'm going to build a separate portal somewhere over here. And hope it spawns next to the frogs, or at least near it. Oh, that didn't work. Wait, yo, you're not supposed to get out. What the hell? Huh? Oh, my. Oh! Just came here to figure out the coords, and instead of having 3 frogs, all I've got is 3 XP orbs. Well, that was completely pointless. I guess we'll just work with the 6 tadpoles I've got here. So let's make them a pod each, get them all inside, and wait around for them to become frogs. Right, let's get you all on a lead, and now let's get you guys into this portal, and then up and into your new forever home. I think that's a much nicer name than the place you're going to work for the rest of your life. Anyway, now it's time to build the rest of the farm and get it working. It's been a while. Let me check the results. Yeah, this is definitely way more than enough. So it looks like the iron golems killed the big magma cubes, and when they're small enough, they fall through, and the frogs just have a field day eating them. Those are all the frog lights collected, which leads me to believe I'm pretty sure that's every single material collected for the build, which means I'm leaving behind phase 2 and switching over to phase 3, the building phase. I'm not sure how I'm going to transport all of this over to the building area, so I guess I'm just going to have to fill up my ender chest and also my inventory. And yeah, I'm going to have to make 2 trips for this. There is so much. So let's go over to the portal. I'm going to place down some chests like this. Kind of bugging me that I didn't get a 6th chest to make it even. And then we're going to drop off everything in here. Make our way back. Grab the rest and then put them all in the chest with the others. Clear out the ender chest. And I just realized that's 84 shulker boxes full of materials. Sheesh. So I think I'm going to start out with the top and the shape of it. And it's not just going to be a big square like this. I'm actually going to start out by building a circle, just like everyone else. But it's not going to be like anything else you've ever seen before. On the outside of the circle, I'm going to put an octagon and do some cool design work within that. But before getting to that, I'm going to need to do the framework first and work out the shape of this thing. All right, there's the first circle done, but it's actually supposed to be out of deep slate tiles in the build. So I don't know why I did it out of dirt. So let me just sort that out real quick. Now it's time for me to build a few more circles to really get the framework going. And I'm going to build them out of the correct blocks this time, so I don't have to go back and do them again. And there we have the 3 main circles for the build. And I've run into another problem, which is all these blocks in the way. So I'm going to start by burning down all of these trees. And now I need to start clearing out all of the room outside the circles and inside the circles, because otherwise the build just isn't going to fit. And finally, I'm going to build the 2 octagons that I mentioned to give the build a really cool, different kind of shape. Yeah, I can't wait to show you guys what I've got planned for this shape on the outside. It's going to look so cool. And for now, let's start working on the bottom so we can fill up this framework. And although the portal is down there, this is the bottom. I didn't really want this to be in the shape of an egg. And unfortunately, this portal is pretty low on the Y level. So what I'm going to do is build a black concrete sort of tunnel or tube that'll lead up to a platform a bit higher up. Now I am higher up, I am going to fill the entire platform in, which is going to take a long time and multiple shulkers worth of black concrete. To be precise, just under 4 shulker boxes full of black concrete, which is almost 6,500 blocks. And next up, I'm going to be using even more to add some depth and texture to the design, because my idea is to make this look like it is the end portal from a distance. For example, you fly here and you see this massive like end portal looking thing here, but then you have to fly down the tunnel, try not to end your hardcore world, and then into the actual portal, which is going to be down there. Damn, I'm going to have to be careful going forward. So the blocks I'll use are stone buttons and light grey candles. It might seem like a weird combo, but just randomly placing them around from a distance, it does somewhat start to seem like a portal. So I'm going to go ahead and place a bunch more down. Yeah, this looks so sick from a distance. Just look. Oh man. I even lit up some of the candles, leaving some of them unlit just to have that like variation. And in general, it just looks so clean. And with the bottom layer now done, I'm going to start working on the bottom half of the portal by building up the walls. So this is what I've got done so far, and it's only the bottom section. It looks pretty cool. It's like a cyberpunk kind of theme, but like low-key. Like over here, you got some like fans and stuff, which is pretty cool. But that bottom section literally took me 4 hours to build. I'm not joking. 4 hours. Considering Minecraft is my full-time job, I probably should have built that a lot quicker than I actually did. I don't even want to know how long it's going to take to fill in this section. And even when this section is filled, I've still got the octagon to fill up and a surprise feature I'm leaving for the end. So with no time left to waste, it's time to get on with it and build the upper half of the portal, hopefully a lot quicker than I did with the first half. I'm adding some purple stained glass and purple bricks to add some color to the build, and honestly, it looks really, really sick. They're not light blocks like the pearlescent frog lights, but they add a bit of color to it and it really pops. Just placed a bunch of stone and deep slate tiles to finish off the second half of the portal, and did it in probably half the amount of time it took me to do the bottom section. Flying up to it, it looks really cool, but it definitely needs some more added to the outside. But that is the main chunk complete, and I think this is definitely better than the original end portal. Now, although this does look pretty cool, I want to add something to make it feel a bit more dangerous. It shouldn't feel like it's fun going into the end, because after all, if you fall into the void, that's the end of your hardcore world. Unless, of course, you're a pro Minecraft player and managed to clutch it on half a heart, but nobody's done that before. Wait, really? I did? I completely forgot. I just came down to get my next set of materials, and I realized I've been storing all of the empty shulkers at the bottom of this chest, and I've used over 22. Most of these only have like half the items left in them. So I'm guessing this part alone, I've probably placed down like 40 or 50,000 blocks. I guess I better touch some grass. And now I know what that feels like. It's time to take my total of blocks placed even higher by expanding this build. Now I know it's more circles, but I built these 2 sort of rings going around, and on top I'm just going to add some grey concrete. Also mix in a bunch more of this light grey wool, along with some other blocks for detailing. Then I'm going to add a layer of cobblestone. Then I'll actually add a layer of cobblestone to complete yet another set of circles around the build. And there is a gap between the circles, which I need to fill in with something like this. That is what I'm talking about. This looks sick. It's like some huge caution tape. It makes it truly seem like you should not go in here. Shame that's going to be ignored every time I go through the portal. Honestly, if I'd just built this circular area here, I'd be way more than content. Like, this looks insane. But I know what the final build's going to look like, and trust me, it's going to blow your mind. But for now, I need to sort all of this out. The absolute abomination that I've left on the outside, which is where the octagon is going to go. So let's place down some stone bricks, and then with some editing magic, we're going to go from 1 layer to 13 layers. And that's another hour of my life gone. Then to fill the gap in the middle, I'm going to use some purple wool because I really like the color of the pearlescent frog lights in the center. Then I'll couple that with some magenta wool to make it pop, and then covering it with purple stained glass to give us this end result. And oh my, this looks incredible. And the craziest thing is, is, I'm only 80% done. There's still 2 very big things I want to add to this, but somehow when I got all the materials, I forgot one. And the block that I am missing is crying obsidian. And getting crying obsidian is going to be a bit of a task, because I have to either find it in chests in Bastion Remnants, or give away all my gold to the piglin brutes. And that there will give me a 9% chance of getting crying obsidian, and I need just under 3 full stacks of it. I tried the Bastion chest method, and let's just say it's not very good. So let's test out the bartering method. This guy just isn't giving me anything good. I'm just getting regular obsidian. So maybe that method won't work either. But before giving up, I do want to try a few more bastions, just in case I got unlucky the first time. And I can't find any chests in here. Only piglings. Here's 2 chests. Hey, there we go. A little bit of crying obsidian here and there. Let's see if these guys give me any better luck. Oh, wait, these... These ones don't trade. Am I stupid? Let's check this one too. And hey, 4 more. I guess I can give bartering one more chance. You know what? This bartering stuff isn't actually that bad. It's extremely expensive, but I've already got over a stack of crying obsidian. So if I do this for quite a lot longer, I should get the exact amount I need. And let me tell you, I put these piglins to work and they traded for a very, very long time until I got the right amount that I needed. So now I've got these blocks. I'm going to go ahead and store them away. Seems kind of silly considering I just went and got them, but they're for the very end because I've got something else to build just before I do use them. Probably could have got them after this, but that's just the way I am sometimes. I can't really explain this next part of the build. It's just something I'm gonna have to show you. But I guess I can explain the idea. It might look like I just made a random staircase all the way up there to the sky. But essentially the idea is that these purple blocks here have like broken up through the portal. Then the gray parts are like chains trying to hold them down. And no, it's not just going to be that one there. I am going to put them up all the way around too. And let me tell you, I fell down so many times doing this and it was really difficult, but those are all the chains built up. But the only thing is they need to build up to something. Something like this. It's like a mini end planet of all the particles joining together that's being chained down to the build. Now this portal does look insane, especially compared to what it looked like at the beginning. But I want to go one step further and make this the best end portal out there. So with the help of my friend who is a pro builder, we came up with this. And boom, there we have it, a giant dragon head bursting through the portal, trying to escape the end, or I guess retrieve this giant end orb that has already escaped. But I think that's the perfect way to finish the build. I mean, come on, this thing looks insane. And this portal's got to be the best thing I've ever built. Look at the design on this. I guess now's a good time to open up the end portal for use. But the only problem with the portal is, if I jump down here and straight into the portal, I take a ton of damage. I'm literally on half a heart. So I'm going to need to slowly fall down here and land on some stone. First time, we love to see it. Place some signs and then place some water down, which should break the fall when I jump down. It's like a war zone right at the bottom here underneath the build. Look how many creepers there are. This is insane. And I almost forgot about this guy. I wonder how lucky finding him actually is. But that is how I transformed the end portal in hardcore Minecraft. If you enjoyed, then make sure you leave a like on the video and consider subscribing. Wait. All that work to get through to this? This looks terrible. If I can transform an end portal to look this good, I wonder what it would look like if I transformed the end.